Hello, fellas and ladies. Oh, it's time for some more TIFF coming your way. You're welcome, society. This week should be the last one that I'm fully TIFF-pilled, and then I can let it go. But there is an article on Bite Size Breakdown that you can check out everything I saw. It's already there, and you should follow the site more often, will ya? Check out my rankings, please and thank you. Link in the description. Next up is Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery. The next film in Rian Johnson's, Knives Out franchise after, Knives Out and Glass Onion. This one takes place in the wonderful world of Christianity. You know the drill at this point. There's a murder, and Benoit Blanc is there to solve it, this time focusing more on a priest played by Josh O'Connor. You know why, but this is going to be vague as hell. I ain't going to reveal a single thing. Everything I'm revealing that I'm going to talk about this movie is something I assume to be public knowledge. Basically everything I knew going in. And I think that is enough to discuss. You know I'm not going to tell you who did it, or the how, or the what, or the why. I'm just here to talk about opinions, but this is completely spoiler-free. I actually have a lot more to, digest and really dig into when this movie, is out and I can talk about spoilers, and I might actually do that. I might do an analysis of this movie, because I actually think there's a lot to talk about here, but for now, spoiler-free and completely. I honestly consider this is a film that I absolutely loved. I am a big fan of these Knives Out movies. I love how invested Rian Johnson is in making these movies. It's not just a phone-in thing. He has many murder mystery ideas in his head, and this is his outlet to pull them off. I'm lucky enough to say that I've been able to see all of them in theaters now, and considering the Netflix of it all, because these are excellent theater movies. I think that there's such an interesting tone with these movies, a tone that, mixes with the absurdity, how much he laces these movies with politics. Coming into this movie, you're gonna get the Knives Out thrills you're gonna get. You're gonna jump out of your seat. You're gonna go, whoa, and then some moments you're gonna go, what? And then other moments you're gonna whoa, I didn't see that coming. And maybe more you go knew it. And then 2 minutes later you go wait, no I didn't. It'll make you laugh. There's actually some really funny moments in this movie. Any of these movies, the entire cast is very committed. I do think some cast members are a little wasted. I think all of them are interesting in some degree, but I do think I kind of wish I got a little more of them. Josh O'Connor is far and away the biggest part of this movie. He's very much the lead. This is his movie. This is not Janelle Monáe where she was a supporting character and then she took over, but really it was definitely Daniel Craig's movie. In this case, this is very much Josh O'Connor's show. Daniel Craig himself doesn't really have that much of a presence until halfway through, and O'Connor has a lot on his plate. He's really taking the movie on his shoulders, and he gets to take a lot of the movie's themes into his own and really express it. Daniel Craig is doing what he always does. Once again, he does not phone it in. He's such a beast at playing Benoit Blanc. He's really found his thing here. Josh Brolin I actually really liked a lot. He plays a really charismatic but really nutty pastor who's hell-bent on radicalizing, making a cult. Glenn Close also has some really funny moments. She definitely plays one of the nuttier characters in the movie, full-blown revering of Josh Brolin's character and of Christianity. The only character that I would say is full-blown this, they didn't have to be there, was Kerry Washington. That's simply the only character. I don't really know why she was there. Everyone else has their own little thing going on. Jeremy Renner, Andrew Scott, Kaylee Spaney, Daryl McCormack, they're all radicalized in their own little way, and they're very interesting. I just wish we got a little more of them. But they are very funny. They're all there to do their best, and they all do their best for what they're given, which unfortunately in this case isn't a lot. This is definitely my least favorite use of the ensemble, which can be a little disappointing, even if I still got my fill. But I do gotta say that is a case of this movie. As for the writing, you got the twists and turns. I got so many moments, especially in the final stretch, where I was edging my seating it. I've had a few people say that they called it. Shut up. I think there is much more to a murder mystery than, knew it. I knew it was them. I called it. And yeah, I fucking called it too. I even had a bet with some friends beforehand, who did it? And I called it. It's more the how done it. The fact that there were moments where I questioned if I was correct. That's when it starts to get interesting, and this movie has that in spades. I knew that Chris Evans did it by watching the trailer of Knives Out, and I still thought that movie was awesome. I love the gothic vibe of this movie. There was a moment very early on where the church door opens, there's a red sun permeating, and that moment was when I was oh boy, we got a heater on our hands. Very clearly paying homage to someone like Edgar Allan Poe, and some shots very purposefully. I love the way that this church was shot. I think the cinematography of the movie is mostly pretty fantastic. I love the way that the lighting like shifts like in the church in these moments. I like the very flashy use of lighting in this movie. There are definitely some Netflix shots, I will say. There's definitely some shots where they're just chatting and it's like, ooh, this is a Netflix movie. But overall, I think the aesthetic of this movie is pretty epic. And I think this movie's a lot more based than I was expecting. Knives Out movies are very political. I think, Knives Out has a very clear statement on the way wealthy people react and how it erodes their brains. Glass Onion is a little less interesting in its politics. It's very much these influential people are just scam artists, and it's like, oh, okay. Yeah, care to add on to that? And they're just like, no. It's like, okay. This film, however, takes a pretty big stab at secularism, at Christianity, at religion in general, and how beautiful it can be. However, a lot of the time it's used to radicalize people and take advantage of them and of their beliefs. There's an interesting argument between Josh O'Connor and Daniel Craig between like church and state that I thought was very interesting, and I like how the movie connects it to Trumpism. It's a very beautiful exploration of it. Like the way Josh Brolin's character is basically just trying to cultivate a cult around him and just basically using their beliefs to his advantage. And the way it added to the mystery of it all, how it all connects, it is pretty impressive. I actually was like, found it a little thought-provoking. I really wanted to discuss this in detail, but I can't, because if I do, I gotta give away things, and that's the point of a Knives Out movie, is going blind. But these conversations I was not expecting. There's a very beautiful thing that happens in this movie with Josh O'Connor and some woman, and I won't give it away, obviously, even though I don't consider it a spoiler, but it is one of the movie's best moments, and I think it's one of the less, like, chaotic, genre-y moments of the movie. Having these edge-of-your-seat, weird mystery jumps mixed with the politics is something that this franchise is known for, but I don't think it's quite hit a deep level the way this movie has, and that's why I was pretty like floored by it. I honestly can say I love this movie. If I had to rank the Knives Out movies, I think I'd go Glass Onion last, Wake Up Dead Men, and then Knives Out. I think they're all great though. I loved all of them, but this movie definitely is a different beast, and I think that's part of it. I'm surprised to see how many people are kind of put off by this one. I think part of it was kind of an issue of like why I was a little put off by Glass Onion initially was upon a first viewing, you're kind of put off by like, wait, this isn't the thing I thought. Like just from a structure, narrative, like direction, it's just not what I thought I was going into. And I think once that you let that go, it works better. And like most Knives Out movies, even if you have some issues, it really sticks the landing. It's so much so that when I see it again, I feel like a lot of like little nitpicks I have, other than the ensemble, will probably fade away. Wake Up Dead Man is another win for Rian Johnson's smart and bold whodunit franchise, trying to dial up on the twists and turns you expect while making it his most thought-provoking entry with its approach to modern Christianity. That makes this fun and engaging all at once, and I'm going to give Wake Up Dead Man 9 Pastor Brolins out of 10. Go check this one out, like you weren't going to anyway. It's definitely a big deal. I really loved it. I hope people could turn around on it. Let's subscribe and share.